Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Justin. I just had to actually I was taking the call from my desk. So now for the team, I had to relocate to the conference room. Therefore, it took me a while.
Okay, is everyone there now?
No, I think it was just I have not like Gurdeep will be Gurdeep and Sadik will join in another 5 to 10 minutes, I guess.
Okay, okay. All right, yeah, I'll record the call and we can send it to them. Yeah, I just don't want to double up and repeat the same things over and over. So we can try and go through everything and then you can just explain that to them. And if there's any discrepancies, yeah, just ask me the question so we don't have any, any sort of disagreements and say this was in the scope, this wasn't in the scope, etc., etc. So that's why I wanted to have one meeting where we clarify everything.
Right.
Okay, so let's I guess let's get started with firstly just finishing off with my last call with Piyush. I'll open our base camp so we can have a quick look what's still remaining, so we can just clarify that and discuss how that's going to be action, and then we'll go into milestone three. Does that sound all right?
Okay.
Okay, so now can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so the calendar functionality that Gurdeep mentioned that needs to be sorted out before we go any further because the issue gets worse and worse as we continue. So, what's the action plan with regards to that?
Just even Gurdeep has joined us now. He's in.
Okay. Hi, Gurdeep. How you going? Hello?
Just you can go on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So, my question was the first point, the calendar functionality, what's the action plan to get that fixed? Hello?
So Gurdeep, when we will be starting with the milestone three, the first thing that we will be taking care of will be the calendar functionality. That it is more robust and faster as it is mentioned there.
So, what will you be doing?
What we will be doing over the calendar functionality.
Okay. 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 So now if they open up the application, the first screen is our social calendar where all the events come up. So when that gets synced, um, is that going to have a delay?
Basically, you're saying the first time when we sign up with the application, there's a screen which comes up with the four calendars.
No, so the my catch up screen where all the events come up. So firstly,
Yeah.
let's just go. So here, this is this screen here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the events already load on this. I couldn't see the Facebook events, but everything else was loading on this. So at this point, aren't all the events already synced?
Just a second, Justin. What you've been saying is when we tap on plus, तो टाइम लगता है तो सारे इवेंट्स लोड होके आते हैं सारी जो इवेंट्स हैं इवेंट्स प्लस पे नेक्स्ट स्क्रीन ही गेट खुलती है नेक्स्ट स्क्रीन ही गेट खुलती है बैकग्राउंड में कर लेंगे फिर भी नेक्स्ट स्क्रीन खुल जाए ना या कोई एक्शन डिले होगा कैन यू ओपन द प्लस व्हेन वी टैप ऑन द ऐड द कैलेंडर प्लीज ओपन द प्रिंसिपल कैलेंडर
Mhm.
यहाँ पे इवेंट्स बस एक्टिव नहीं है तो आपको एक्टिव करना है सारे इवेंट्स कैसे से एक्टिव होंगे जो शो में आ रहे हैं वो डिस्प्ले कैलेंडर डिस्प्ले में इवेंट्स कैसे होंगे तो वो देखने मिलेगी वो चीज़
Yeah, this is the select your group or whoever's going to be in the catch up. So this is the next screen when you press plus. Yeah, so if you have a lot of contacts, like for example, my phone has a lot of contacts, there's a huge delay. So going from that first screen to this one, it takes a very long time. But my question specifically was, when you go to this screen, it already loads all your events from the calendar, right? So doesn't that already do it here? And then when we're creating the catch up, it's doing it again. Isn't it possible to just but this will show events as well.
Actually, Jaspreet, your question is that we have all the list of events and catch-ups from this screen, but
Yeah,
when we are going to create the catch-up, then why is there delay in syncing events? Because
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
that is what we fetch the data that have been synced to this screen, but there is a possibility that someone goes to the Facebook and edits their event, and there is a possibility that
Exactly. So my question is, from the first screen to this screen, can we not only see what's been changed or make it quicker by just loading the events that have changed from the first one? Do you know what I mean? Because if you're saying, because what Gurdeep was saying was from between, say, this screen, which is your first screen, your catch up screen, and when you press plus and then you go through all the other different screens, blah, 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 you get to here. Then by the time you arrive there, he's saying you start progressively loading events. So aren't you doing the same thing anyway? Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. But their events will be loaded on their part of the application, right? So when they enter the application, it'll load their events on the server as well, right? Before going into the catch up.
so we are getting it from the server only. Yeah, whenever somebody signs up with the application, all their events, respective events of each user,
Hmm.
all their data gets synced to the server.
Sure.
But when I am creating a catch up with random four people, so their events have which have been synced to the server, now they have to be synced to my have to be fetched to my phone,
Right.
basically.
Right.
So it takes time.
Uh, yeah. So I'm just trying to see. Okay. How? So what you're saying is we'll load it earlier. The earliest you'd be able to load it is when you've selected people, right? Because until you know who's in the catch up, how will you then make it quicker by loading it earlier? That's what I don't understand. Do you get my question? Yeah. No, but I don't understand because if he taps on the plus icon, you still don't know who he's selecting. Do you know what I mean? Because you're saying it's getting delayed. So let's say I select Jared, Melissa, and Tim. Okay. But as soon as I press plus, the application doesn't know who I'm creating the catch up with. So at this point, okay, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And is there any way to speed up this loading as well? Okay. Because I'm just using examples like I don't know if you've seen these applications called Schedule Once or Schedule One or something, and the other one's called Calendly. So what it does is it just syncs. Same thing. It syncs all the calendars from say Google, Native, whatever, all these other different applications, and then you go and click on where everyone else's calendar is. So it does something similar. It just sort of finds where the mutual free spaces are. It's not an application, it's like a desktop thing, but it's seamless. You press click and it automatically comes up. So I'm always wondering, so my question is how do they do it and how can we do the same thing, because it literally you click, so even give it a try. It's called schedule once, and as soon as you click on it, it just opens up immediately. And you see, okay, this guy's busy at this time, this guy's free at this time. I can click here. Yeah, just have a look because, yeah, obviously we want to speed it up. But no, what you're saying makes sense.
Actually, we have Sadik with us. He is the backend head in app inventor.
Hey, Sadik, how you going? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so that's the calendar functionality sorted. So now this U event thing, which we never really clarified. So let's make a plan on this, uh, which is clicking on this U button.
Yeah.
So Piyush said we'd tackle this in this milestone. I don't know if it's going to be in milestone 3 or milestone 4. Again, like I said, it doesn't need to be done straight away. It just needs to be done before the end of the application, before we release the application. So I just want to know how we're going to tackle that one.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you please just can we go through the functionality once for the same?
Okay, we can. All right. Specifically, what do you want to know? So when I click on it, what happens?
Yeah. So when I click on the plus button for add catch up,
Yep.
this screen opens up.
Yep. Yep.
And when
So
I tap and I'm only creating a catch up with myself. That is, I only select you and I do not select anything else in the screen.
yep. So when you press plus, you'll see this screen, which shows you. It shows most recent groups, and only most recent groups if you've had catch ups before. If you haven't, it'll just show you, I think, people on 6 degrees. So it'll show this. But let's assume we've had catch ups before, then it shows this screen, okay, which has most recent groups and recent people. That's fine. That's clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Which has a little option here saying load more. So when you click on it, it shows you more recent groups. Um, but the top option is is called you. So what it's saying is you have the option of creating a catch up with yourself, which is like a just like a reminder. So if you go to Google Calendar, for example, you press plus, it gives you an option of creating an event. It gives you an option of creating a reminder. So what this is essentially doing is just creating a reminder. So if we click on this, it automatically it doesn't need to create any of these groups or any of this stuff. What I'm thinking is as soon as you click on it, it automatically jumps to here, right? Where it just asks, put in a description, add some details, what is it, and just set a time in your calendar. And you can then go and select a location. So it ends up just being a reminder for yourself. So, for example, I need to practice my speech for this my friend's wedding. I'll click on it. It'll only show me a picture of myself here. You can say practice speech for friend's wedding, more details, blah blah blah. You'd select this last category here, and then go into the calendar, and I'll say, okay, well, I'm free at 5 p.m., so I'll put it at 5 p.m. and then go into location, and you just type in home and just set that as a location and done. Does that make sense?
Just a second.
Yeah, just on you, where it says a reminder or activity. So yeah, it's just like going into your calendar and setting a reminder. Same sort of thing. Um, the map changes. Oh, sorry. Should we continue, or is there any more questions on that second point? Okay. Now the map thing. How are we looking with that, Gurdeep? So the issue is what we discussed last time. When you go into the main screen, remember we said if you see the whole screen, it should use the screen as a filter for coming up with a list of all the locations, as opposed to the pin jumping into the middle and then selecting the pin area.
Just a second, Jasky. I'll just discuss this with Gurdeep and he'll update you. Just a second.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's correct. Yep. That will okay. So you're working on that already? Okay. Um, that's fine. Now the loading of Facebook events, you did send a link to a video where I saw them being loaded on one of your devices, but it still isn't working on mine. So keep that on the list because that needs to be done. I don't know why it's not coming up on my side, whereas I can see it happening on yours. So just yeah, keep that as a point to be actioned. And finally, there's still a number of UI differences between devices, between 6 Plus, 6, 5, etc. I haven't tested on 5, I only tested 6 Plus and 6. So there is a few UI issues. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's easier to do them now or is it easier to do them at the end. I guess it's up to you guys and your suggestion. So what, is it better to tackle it later or tackle it straight away? They're quite minor. It's not huge. It's
We can
minor.
take care of the UI best from our end, what we can take care of, and if some issues will be left, we will be taking care of them will in the end because I don't think there is any point of delaying the functionality any further because of the UI issues.
Yeah.
As in, I don't think there will be much UI issues now left in the application, but whatever are left will be taken care of in the end.
Okay, sure. That's fine. All right. So with that out of the way, we can go into milestone three and just go through any questions. So firstly, have you looked into milestone three?
I have looked into milestone 3 and what we had early. I'm just opening it. Just a second. I'll just open the screen and might be network.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just you can share your keynote practices now on the screen.
Um,
So Sadik is with us. He will be taking care of this part.
mhm.
So basically, what we had decided was that whenever I'm creating a catch up and we have selected somebody from our sync contacts who's not on the application, then there will be a link
Mhm.
which will be created and which will be sent to them, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So if you can just if you can just tell all of that once again, I'll make a note of it properly.
Okay. What do you want me to go through?
No, let's start with creating a catch up.
Mhm.
When we create a catch up, then we select somebody from the list that was not in the application.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Okay, and then the catch-up is created, and a pop-up is there which says WhatsApp and all there.
Hmm.
Mm, we can go to that pop-up screen.
The pop-up screen will probably better to see it on InVision. So click, 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 clickety, click. So yeah, there's your pop-up. This is not updated, but it looks something like this.
Yeah. So once we create a catch-up, we do not have people from the application,
Yep,
then we'll click on copy link, or we'll click on WhatsApp, or we'll click on Messenger. Respective applications will open up,
yep,
and there will be a message posted there, right?
yes, correct.
Along with the link of the catch-up.
Hmm.
We have to create a link with each of the catch-up that is being created.
Yep. So let's say we click on WhatsApp, it'll come up with something like this.
Yeah. Just see, when I am creating a catch-up only with myself, then also this pop-up will arise.
No, no, of course not. No, there's no need. You're not going to share the link with yourself.
Okay. So we will not be creating a link for that catch-up.
No, so when you click on you, it just stores it into your calendar as an event with yourself. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. So when I click on WhatsApp, this screen will open up, which will say I have created a catch-up for Winries. Let me know if you're in. And
And
then
then
I
it's
click
got the
on
link.
WhatsApp,
Yep.
then there will be a link. And once I click on send, this will be sent. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
now, okay. So now when user will open his WhatsApp and click on the link,
Hmm.
then what happens? Then you have to tell.
Yep. So then you come up to a mobile screen that we designed here, which is like a, I don't know, it looks just like a normal screen on a application, but it's just on your, it'll open up in your browser. So whichever browser you're using. And all it does is initially it'll have just a title. It'll give you the option to download the application with a little write up above it saying to chat, suggest new times, etc. Download the application. Otherwise, all you'll see is the name of the catch up, the group, and the photo of the group. And actually, it should also say who's invited you. Oh, but that person will send you the link anyway. So, no, it's not that important. You can have the name of the event, the group, and then it just says to see more details and respond, please confirm your mobile number. Because, as we discussed last time, if someone sent a link, we need to make sure the right person has been sent the link. So, to confirm that, we need to make sure that the mobile number that's checking this link is in fact the mobile number that's been invited. Yeah.
And if I enter the mobile number and it is not matches with that mobile number,
Then we'll just have to show an error message. So we haven't designed that, but again, it's just a matter of saying, sorry, your mobile number doesn't match. You you can't see any further into this event.
okay.
So essentially, this is the first screen they'll come up with. It'll give them the option, just like we've designed before, to select their country code. Again, if that needs to be designed, I can design that. And then they just type in their mobile number and press enter, OK, or whatever. At the end, the little tick comes up like before. Then it jumps to a screen with your OTP. So the SMS gets sent, and then you type in your OTP number. Same thing, either you edit the number or you send. Once you send and it confirms your mobile, then it knows that you're the person that's actually been invited, and then you get to see the entire details of the event. So it'll show you what type of event, it'll show you the more details, it'll show you who's in and who's out, it'll give you a bunch of names, and then it will show you when the event is. So it's 2 days away at 3:30 p.m. at this time, and here's the locations. You could click and go and see the location on Google Maps if you want. and then the two options of yes, I'm in, no, I'm out. Sure. Mm-hmm. You want to see the last screen? Okay. There you go. Yep. Mm-hmm. Sorry, what do you mean mobile end? Images from the contact. Oh, so if someone saved someone's image on their phone, that's not going to display, but whatever image they've used on the application, I don't quite understand. Which will be their Facebook image, right? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then, yeah, you're right. So then their image doesn't need to come up. Yeah, it'll just come up with their, what did we discuss? Their initials or something, right? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So no, I think it just gives them the option. So it if they have the applications installed, then it comes up with a pop-up saying open in Apple Maps or open in Google Maps, so they can select whichever they prefer, and then it opens to that one, and then that's it. No, 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 no. So with this, this user can't do anything but accept or reject. That's it. Until they download the application, we don't want to give them any other options because that right up at the bottom will say you can respond and be notified, but you will not be able. Yeah, just for them to know where it is. Okay, so there are other things that are included in this milestone, which is if the location changes. So if the admin person changes the location, an SMS is sent to the person who doesn't have the application, saying your location has changed, blah blah blah, and then there could be another link. As soon as they click on the link, it goes back to here. If they change the time, same thing, an SMS gets sent. Or if they, yeah, that's pretty much it. If they change the time and the location, it just sends them a reminder. Sorry, what do you mean? Yep, yep. Correct. Yeah. So if say someone in this catch up, even if it's a person that didn't create the catch up, suggests a new time, and then the person that started the catch up agrees to that time, then it automatically updates the time of this catch up. And as soon as it does that, it sends an SMS to this person who doesn't have the application saying, hey, the time of Swan Valley Wineries has now changed to 3:30 p.m. Here's a link, and they can click the link and see more details. And they don't get to see the chat, they don't get to see anything, it's just this information. And sizing wise, I sized this based on what your, I forget the guy's name, the guy we were working with before who gave me the dimensions. So I used exactly those dimensions for this page. Your designer, I forget his name, what his name was. Oh yeah, so admin panel is the next milestone. Uh, that's it. There isn't anything else in milestone 3. Not that I know of. I think that's it. Because the next milestone is the biggest one, which has chat, which has admin, which has, yeah, all of that stuff. I think milestone 3 is just this. So it's a pretty small milestone. Well, it seems small, but I know once we get started, it'll probably escalate. Well, why don't we work on this one first? Why are we moving to the next? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this discussion is to make sure, basically the point of this is to ask as many questions as we need to make sure everything is clear with this milestone. So that way, you don't need to share new builds with me or updates or anything. Pretty much at the end of this, you go, okay, we've got the entire scope 200% clear. We've asked all the questions. Everyone's been here. I've got as much time as you need to go through everything. Then at the end of it, you go, okay, the date of delivery is now 10th of August or whatever, right? You stick to a date, and on that date, the final product is delivered, not not later at all, not earlier. You can be on exactly that date, and that's it. So that's basically what I want to do. So any questions, anything that's not clear, if you want to ask more questions about the same thing, we can go through it. But again, let's be 100% clear now so there's no delays. Yep, sure. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. So the full description. So where you see here, it's yeah. So right here where you've got the dot, 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 we can have a more button. As soon as I click more, it shows the whole thing. So I can do that if you want. So I can put yeah, yep. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Not a problem. Not an issue. And do you need any screens from me? So do you still need the error screen? So if someone types in a mobile number that doesn't match, alert. Sorry, what do you mean alert? Okay.
So it seemed like when just a second. Second ये वाला screen just show the error notification notification or not? Okay. Yeah. So you will have to design that screen for us, Justin.
Yeah, that's fine. That's very easy. So one screen that says the mobile number you have typed in is not correct or whatever it is. So that screen, do you need a country code screen or can we just use whatever we have previously?
I'll just choose fabric and I'll ask him if he needs one.
Yep.
Just a second. जब हम इस पे टैप करेंगे तो ये स्क्रीन खुलेगी हमें अपनी कंट्री कोड चूज करवा देना है the UI needs to be very much same do you want him to design it चलते same adjusting भी करवाना है हाँ okay your country code screen would not be required Justin
So we'll just use this.
yeah
Okay.
so the keynote file that you've opened that
Sorry,
keynote
sorry,
file
just a question, Kriti, on this. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify. So if we use this country code screen, will it come up as a pop-up or will it just be the whole screen that'll look like this?
when I tap on it a separate screen will open up because in the application you have a separate screen open
So when you click on this, it'll drop down from here looking like this. Okay.
exactly same
Okay. Okay. That's fine. No, no issues.
Uh, Jasky, if it is like if there is some UI bar that you want something exactly that you're maybe expecting from us, then it is good if you can if it does not take much time of you, you can design it and send it to us.
No, it's not going to take much time. No, it's not going to be an issue. The only thing is, it's not a big thing. I mean, as long as it doesn't look terrible, if you click on it and it drops down and looks, like a, I mean, as long as it's sort of in the same color or something, that's pretty much it because it's not a big part of it. Look, if you want me to design it, can be done. It's not a big issue. But I mean, look, let's do it this way. Let's just see what the design looks like. If it needs to be changed, I can redesign it.
Jasky, don't you think that there is no like because I'm not really sure that if
Would you prefer me to design it? If it is, I can just do it.
yeah, I'll prefer it you to design it.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. No issues.
And the keynote file that you're sharing with me, if you can reshare that with me once,
This one here?
I know that is that yeah
Yep.
the current keynote file that you're using, if you can post it the same on Basecamp once again
Okay,
with
sure.
that instruction.
And all these links pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, when you click on this will go to your Apple App Store or whatever, and you can download the application. Same thing here. So that's pretty clear.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I don't think so, Justin. So I'll be posting the MOM, whatever the entire discussion is about, all the apps, all the complete flow that we've discussed.
Sure.
I'll put it on Basecamp so there is no confusion in future. And so therefore you'll have to share this keynote file with me once.
Yeah, I'll share the Keynote file, and if you can put in Basecamp exactly the screens that need to be designed, I'll start doing that. At the moment, you guys still have some work to do with the calendar functionality and the U and all that other stuff. So, I mean, I should have the screens to you by the end of the week anyway. It's not that big a task. So once you put all that up, and then once everything is clear, just give me the date. So just say this is the exact date, and then again, I won't bother you until that date. We don't even need to speak because it should be 100% clear. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask me. But then we'll again reconvene on that exact date, and then let's just stick to our targets.
Sure, Jasky.
Cool. And yeah, look, any questions, let me know. I don't know, whenever. But otherwise, I'll have everything to you, yeah, ASAP. And what I can do is I can put this recording on YouTube and then put it on Basecamp as well. So if you need to refer to it, you can.
Okay, that's perfect, Jasky. We can do this then.
Cool, too easy. So let's try and make this milestone straight and clear so there's no issues, no no disagreements. Let's just make it very simple.
Sure, sure.
Okay, thanks guys. Take it easy. Okay, bye.